So you need a new dishwasher and you're thinking about the LG QuadWash, or maybe you already got one and you're just looking for more info. Well, we've had ours for about a year now. We're going to walk you through the installation, talk about some of the features, and tell you what we like and don't like about this unit. Stick with us. As always, whenever we review anything on this channel, we like to remind people that we are not a review channel. This is not sponsored. We didn't test a whole bunch of different features on different dishwashers to compare. What we did do is we bought this with our own money after doing some research about what's out there, and we just want to share our experience with the installation and the use of it over the past year. The old dishwasher out, they have the copper drain pipe, so we got the copper water intake. So we'll see how that lines up with what we have to put in. I might have to run something else there. Electrical, there's lots of room on that. The drain has to make it all the way over to the sink over here.
Okay, you got it.
My toes. All right, we did a test fit with the new dishwasher in here, and the drain is going to be good. The electrical is good. The water supply line is not terribly surprising. But this doesn't reach to the front, so that's got to go. We just picked up a water supply line, and I'm going to run this through over there, over to the sink, and pick that up there to get our water. We have to cut these out a bit more to allow the drain to go back so we can push the dishwasher in all the way to full depth. So we got this in, and we raised it up using these here. To get those, this is a pretty good setup actually. It's just half-inch wrench on the top, and you can raise and lower these, and each turn raises it quite a bit. And so we did the same on the other side. Where is it there? Just need to hook up the power yet. But this here, the back, and if you can see that there, it says tub up, and then under here, tub down. So you just turn this screw here, and that raises and lowers the back of the unit. So we just put a level in the front and adjusted that until it was even with our legs on the front here. And then we got a good seal all along here. And you can see that we're right up against the top. So then, in order to fasten this in here, we haven't done this yet, but we got to pop these off, and we put screws into the cabinet on either side. Instead of, because we have a granite countertop there, so we can't screw into that. In order to get this back in the full depth, we actually had to recut the hole for the drain. And we went down through the bottom, and the reason was, it was, when we were pushing it back, it was going against this here, and it was pinching against it, and we couldn't put this in flush with the countertop. And then over here, too many tools in the way. We connected to our drain here, and this is where I ran the excess hose, because we had to pull it through as we were pushing the dishwasher in. So that's just on there with a hose clamp. The water, we put the new line on there, connected that. So to put these in, I didn't end up using the screws that came in it. So I popped this off, and I used a longer screw because it wasn't reaching in through here. And that was a bit of a problem because I had a hard time getting the screw out when I tried to put it in. So if the ones that come with it are too short, you might want to pop in longer ones. I used 3/4 inch number 10 screws and then put the caps back on. Electrical is all wired in. A little tip from the expert. Make sure the wire nuts are pointing up in case there's any water drips down. It won't collect in the cup and rust away your wire nuts. The dishwasher did come with this template for drilling the hole for the drain, which I did not notice was there until after we had it installed. But FYI, if you're putting this in. All right, with the dishwasher installed, let's look at some of the features. The controls, they're all placed along the top here. Quite easy to access and relatively straightforward. So let's look at the modes. Power turns it on, of course. Then we have auto, which senses how much dishes you have in there and how soiled they are, and adjusts the cycle time accordingly. Heavy, as you would expect, is for heavily soiled dishes. We do use this on occasion, and if you hold this down, you get into the machine clean mode. That's when you want to clean out the inside of the dishwasher itself. Delicate is for, well, more delicate dishes like china, stemware. Refresh is simply to warm up dishes that you have in there. I think it rinses them as well, but we've never used it. Normal. This is what we normally use 95% of the time probably. You can see it takes 2 hours, 29 minutes. That is without the extra dry on. If you hold this down, it goes into a rinse only mode, and you can see it only takes 12 minutes to do that. Turbo is a faster mode, takes 1 hour for a cycle. Hold it down for an express mode, which is even faster at 34 minutes. Download cycle, I'm not going to touch, but if you have the app on your phone, you can download it to the dishwasher from that. Not something we use, so I don't really want to speak on it. Next on the control panel, we're into the indicator lights. This one here is for your rinse aid. When that's out, these lights will come on. This is for dishwasher cleaning. It means you're due to clean the inside of your dishwasher itself. The Wi-Fi symbol is if you're connected to your Wi-Fi network. Not something we use again. And this is for night mode for drying, and we'll come to that over here. But what night mode does is it periodically runs the fan and vent in the dishwasher if you have it in that mode, so no condensation builds up on your dishes and inside the tub. So it keeps them dry. So if we go back to normal mode, we can take a look at this side, which is the options that you have. Dual zone option, it provides more pressure to the wash on the bottom rack and a lighter spray on the top rack. So if you have heavily soil on the bottom, it can get more cleaning power in there. Half load is what you would think it would be. If you have a smaller amount to put in, you can load the top or the bottom and just use half of the dishwasher, which uses less water, less energy. Energy saver mode, I guess, helps save energy. We don't measure that or check it, so we've not used it. Into the options here, steam will steam the dishes before it gets into the cleaning cycle. For improved cleaning, high temperature, same thing. It just runs everything at a higher temperature to get improved cleaning. We have not used either of these options. Extra dry we do use. And if you tap it, you can see that brings your total time on the normal cycle to 3 hours and 11 minutes. If you hold this down, this is how you get to your night dry mode to run that vent so condensation doesn't build up. Delay start, each time you press it will delay the start by an hour, up to 12 hours. And start does what you would think it does. One thing to note about the start button, I found this kind of funny in the reviews. There was a 1-star review that complained about the start button being inaccessible because it was so close to the top, like this. However, you don't need to try and jam your fingers in here. You just set up your cycle the way you want it and you hit start. It starts a countdown and you close the dishwasher. That's why you read 1-star reviews to see why they've given it 1 star. Sometimes it's just user error. Opening it further, you'll see this is where your dishwasher tabs go, and we like this one because it doesn't flip out. Our old dishwasher, sometimes if you had a high dish in front of it, it would sometimes catch and not fully open and not release the tab. We don't have that problem with this setup. And this is for your rinse aid if you're using that. And we do use rinse aid
It does seem to help with the drying, and we notice a difference when we don't use it. This dishwasher also has steam vents in the door. The big thing with this, though, and the big draw for us, was the fact that you have the bottom rack, you have a middle rack, but you also have this top rack for utensils, which we use this a lot. One thing to note, we did notice over time using this, if you keep the curve towards the center, it does a better job of cleaning the dishes. So if you have your spoons, for instance, turned away, they don't get the water jet as much and they don't clean as well. So that's just a little tip. We tend to put the knives in the middle and then forks and spoons curved in towards the middle of the dishwasher. The dishwasher does come with this utensil rack. It normally would go in here. We just leave that out though because we use the third rack for our utensils. So we don't use this at all. So we would rather have the space for dishes and stuff down below. It gives a lot more room for larger items down there if you don't have that in there. On the middle rack, it is adjustable. Using these quick latches here, you can raise and lower the middle rack to give you the most optimum amount of room on both the one down below and this one. We keep this as low as we can without this hitting any of the dishes down below. It also has these here for holding wine glasses or long stem glasses, or you can rest other stuff on top of this. Not something we use a whole lot. Another thing to note with this top rack is this side here, you can raise and lower it with this. And we keep ours down to try and maximize the space for things on top here. So, measuring cups, smaller storage containers and things will fit in with this down all the way. But if you want it moved up to give more space to your dishes down below here, to raise it up, all you need to do is slide this and it will raise it up and lock it into this upper position. So a handy little feature there. And I'm in the middle of a cycle here now, so I thought I'd record something to let you know how loud it is. I don't know how well this will come across in the video, but take a listen. So really not that loud at all, and we have no problem starting it whenever we want, even if we're still hanging around the kitchen dining area, and we don't find it intrusive. To clean the filters in it, you just pull out the rack. And I'm going to try to do this with my left hand to show you, and you can see ours does need to be cleaned, so I'm going to do that now anyway. But you just turn this so you can access this here, turn it counterclockwise, and then that just pulls up. You can take that out. So after cleaning the sink with the help of a toothbrush, put it back in, same way you took it out. That's pretty simple. One of the downsides of the dishwasher, you can see it's difficult to see how much time is left on here. You have to get down to a lower level to look in there to see it. But these lights do indicate progress as it goes. You can see there, this is end it with a green light here. These will progress along as it's in its different cycles. But if you want to know the time, it's a little bit trickier to see. We don't usually care because we usually set it before we go to bed. One other thing we're not terribly fond of is this here for the rinse aid. It's a little bit difficult to fill. There's no indicator until it bubbles out here. Not a huge deal, but we do tend to slosh some all over the place when we do fill it. Give you an idea of the finish on this thing. It still looks pretty good after a year. And actually, during this video, I realized that this still has the plastic on it from when it was shipped to us. I didn't realize it. I thought it was a design thing, but as I looked at it closely for this, I need to peel that off. Just to give you an idea, it still looks pretty good even with the plastic on. So there you have our thoughts on the LG QuadWash dishwasher. Short story, if you didn't watch all of this, it was easy to install. We like it, we're happy with it. It's quiet, it cleans well. Not much else to say, it's a dishwasher. If our thoughts change, we'll put some comments down below, but really we're happy with it and no regrets. So if you like this, it was helpful, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.